And welcome to Ducks No Sports. This week we are recapping the NBA trade deadline. Interesting day. Not a lot of big deals went down, but a lot of deals did go down. But we're gonna start with the big name, Dwight Howard, staying put in Orlando. Exercised his option, so he will be staying next year too. Interesting week for Dwight Howard. Basically, started a week total just to roll the dice, so to speak, and hope that he stays in the offseason. And then Orlando said we need a little more commitment than that. And, exercise his option, so he will be staying. Interesting team, Orlando, right now, because they are third in the East right now, and they're the only team in the East to beat Chicago and the Heat this year. So maybe in a short series, who knows? Maybe Orlando could beat the Heat and Chicago. They'll have to go through, I think, both to get to the NBA Finals, and I think that's just a tall order for the Orlando Magic. And good that Dwight Howard staying, but I would have maybe brought in some more pieces to help him out. Kind of stuck with the same team. I don't think Orlando really go far, and I think in the offseason, Dwight Howard will be traded, and big ups to him staying, but I don't know how long it's going to last in Orlando for Dwight Howard. Other names staying. Steve Nash stays in Phoenix. I mean, probably the only place I saw him going was the Knicks, and with D'Antoni being fired, that probably shut the door right there. So Steve Nash stays, and a lot of people saying, well, his last shot at championship. I don't think that. I mean, to me, Steve Nash could play another 5-6 years. I mean, this guy's in great shape. And in the offseason, I think he leaves Phoenix, maybe goes to Dallas to reunite with Dirk, but he stays in Phoenix, and I think Phoenix is going to regret that because I think Steve Nash will leave, and you'll get nothing for Steve Nash. But let's go to teams that actually made deals now. The Los Angeles Lakers made some deals, getting Raymond Sessions and Jordan Hill, and shipping out Luke Walton and Derek Fisher. Okay, Sessions takes over for Fisher, which is kind of interesting deal because you're going with basically a young guy running the Los Angeles Lakers in the offseason, feeding it to Kobe. Be interesting because the Lakers are a very good team. They could upset the Thunder in the playoffs. Do I think it will happen? No, because Sessions is going to have to shut down Westbrook, and that Sessions isn't going to shut down Westbrook, that sort of thing. So the other guy got Jordan Hill. I'm a big Jordan Hill fan. Big fan of Jordan Hill. I think will be the center. I mean, Jordan Hill is one hell of a player, and I think he's better than Bynum. So will we take over for Bynum, interesting with Bynum in the offseason? Maybe Jordan Hill's more the long term, and maybe you ship Bynum in the offseason because Jordan Hill's a very good center, can block shots, rebound, do everything your center wants you to do. Good teammate too. And shipping out Luke Walton. Luke Walton, he doesn't really do much for me. I'm not a big Luke Walton fan. I think it was smart shipping him out, just a bench player at this point in his career. And Derek Fisher, sad to see him go because Derek Fisher is one of the all-time great Lakers. But, they need to get younger in that position. Derek Fisher wasn't any younger, and they got younger in the point guard. And we'll see if this works. But do I think they're good enough now with Sessions in there to upset the Thunder in the playoffs? No, I don't, because I think Durant will do his thing, and that'll pen all down on shutting down Westbrook. And I don't know if you're watching the Thunder game this year. That's not happening that much. So Lakers, interesting moves. Will it mean much in the playoffs? Yeah, I don't think so. The Bucks made a trade too, getting Monte Ellis. Good player, very explosive player. Now the Bucks, now with Jennings and Ellis in that backcourt, they're gonna be explosive. This isn't your grandfather's Milwaukee Bucks, so to speak. They're gonna get points. They're gonna go up and down. I think they're moving more to a high tempo type team. That's with Jennings. Jennings and Ellis will get at least 50 points average between the both of them a game. I mean, they're two explosive young players, and they're going to be running gun. And they shift out Andrew Bogut. But like I said in my last video about the NBA, I'm a big Andrew Bogut fan. I mean, this guy can block shots, rebound, do everything your center wants you to do. and he got traded to the Warriors. You know, big up to the Warriors. You know, they want to move away from more of that, you know, high flying, you know, up and run team. It'd be more your you know, your hard nosed defense kind of team. That's how Mark Jackson, type of player Mark Jackson was. Type of Mark Jackson wants that type of team. So interesting with Aaron Bogut going to the Warriors. Good move for them. Picks up an legitimate center in this league and will really help that team evolve to the next level where they want to go. Be more of a hard-nosed, defensive-type team. Another team, very interesting day for the Portland Trailblazers. Getting in Johnny Flynn, Okur, and DeBeat. Interesting with this trade. Johnny Flynn to me is a high-flying point guard. Big fan of Johnny Flynn. Very young point guard, and DeBeat. Looks like they're going more younger, you know, with Brandon Roy retiring, and started the year really threw a wrench in their plans this year. And Johnny Flynn to beat, you know, two young stars could really help take the Blazers into the next few years. And to beat, you know, had all this hype coming in from college, from UConn, I believe, and it just hasn't turned into that guy. You know, hasn't turned that shot blocking kind of rebounding type center that everybody thought he would be. You know, I said when he got drafted, he had to put a few more pounds on him, and he's been a bust in the league. Call for it. He's been a bust, and maybe a new start again will help him out. Maybe the Blazers, you know, a young team, not much expectations now with them going young, and the Blazers look good for the future with these two guys. Won't do this year because, you know, they're in the West, and the West is tough. But they also shipped out Marcus Camby and Gerald Wallace. You know, two veteran players, both wanted out, so it makes sense they traded them. And we'll see what they do because Jared Wallace got traded to the Nets, and they're not doing anything. The Nets aren't going anywhere anytime soon. So Jared Wallace probably will hit the free agency in the offseason and just say bye to the Nets. Marcus Camby, interesting dude. You know, he's still around. You know, this guy seems like he's in the league for ever, and. Interesting guy, Marcus Camby, can still get it done, rebounding. You want scoring, he's not going to give you that, but you want a guy who can block a few shots, rebound, very good on a contending team. Also coming down the Blazers, they fired Nate McMillan. You know, good coach. I mean, Nate McMillan's a great head coach to me. You know, very gets the best out of his players, and him firing, you know, like I said earlier, it looks like they're going a new direction with Flynn and DeBeat. And all these young players going more young, getting fired, you know, had to be done because going a new direction. And we'll see where the Blazers go. I think the Blazers big ups because I love Johnny Flynn to beat. Also love DeMarcus Aldridge, big fan of that guy. So I think the Blazers are on the up. And maybe in a few years they might be contenders like they were a couple years ago. Another team that made an interesting move, the Spurs, shipping out Jefferson for Steven Jackson. I think this is perfect what the Spurs needed. More your defensive type, get in your face kind of guy, what Steven Jackson is. Big Steven Jackson fan, big ups. Getting rid of Jefferson. It was brought in for more scoring, didn't really do that, you know, having a really bad year. And I think Steven Jackson makes the Spurs a very dangerous team. And I think with Steven Jackson, who knows? Maybe in a short series, maybe they can upset the Oklahoma City, because Steven Jackson brings a lot of veteran leadership to the already veteran team, and I think the Spurs, man, I think they're going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs now with Steven Jackson. The Pacers, young team, going to the playoffs again, and they brought a little veteran leadership in, bringing Barbosa in from the Raps. Barbosa, you know, he's had a lot of playoff experience with the Suns in the past, so he really will get these young guys know what the playoffs are all about, which they learned a little bit last year. But Barbosa will bring a lot of veteran leadership to that team, come off the bench, get a few scoring here and there, rebound a few balls, you know, force some turnovers. Barbosa, big ups to the Pacers. Bring Barbosa, big playoff performer, and the Pacers, who knows? Short series, like I've said in my blog in the past on Ducks No Sports, the Pacers can beat any team in this league any given night. And with Barbosa, who knows? In a short series, maybe they can beat the Bulls. I mean, they took the Bulls to the limit last year in the playoffs. So, who knows? Or a team like the Heat, who knows? In a short series with Pacers, big Pacers supporter right here. I think the Pacers in the playoffs is a dark horse to get to the NBA Finals. Another team, no trades or anything, but the New York Knicks have, fallen and can't get up, and they have fired their coach, Mike D'Antoni. Huge news. I mean, he stepped down, I should say. He stepped down and get fired, but was probably get fired in the next few days. Apparently, behind the scenes was feuding with Melo, and they couldn't have that because star player Melo apparently asked to be traded if they didn't fire the coach, and they got rid of the coach, so it's all good now. But New York Knicks, man, they got to pick their game up because they're just falling apart right here, and they're still in the playoffs right now, but they keep playing the way they're playing, they won't be in the playoffs. So I think now with Mike Woodson, this new head coach, who's a pretty good head coach with the Hawks back in the day, I think will be the right chemistry there, and I think the New York Knicks, with this firing, will light a fire under all those guys, and I think they make a charge for the playoffs and make the playoffs. When they get to the playoffs, probably won't do anything, but at least they'll be the playoffs in back-to-back years, which hasn't happened. Oh, that hasn't happened in a while. New York Knicks, something that's happened since the early 2000s. So, boom, there's my recap of the NBA trade deadline. Like I said, not a lot of big things happened. Dwight Howard staying, Steve Nash staying, Rondo staying. Big up to Celtics not trading Rondo because it'd be insane to do that. But a lot of small deals, Raymond Sessions, Steven Jackson, to beat Johnny Flynn. A lot of small deals that will help teams in the long run or in the short playoff run to come. But those small little deals that get you championships at the end of the day. Well, that's it for this time. But till next time, I'm Aaron Duxbury saying, I'm Dux, and I know sports. Kind of.